Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the Tesla Model Y. And I've got to tell you, this isn't just another electric SUV review. This is the electric SUV that's literally changing the automotive industry as we know it. You know what's crazy? The Model Y became the best-selling vehicle in the world in 2023. Not just best-selling electric vehicle, not just best-selling SUV, but the best-selling vehicle, period. It beat out the Toyota Corolla, the Ford F-150, everything. And in 2024, it's still dominating the charts. So today, I'm going to tell you exactly why this vehicle has captured the hearts of millions of people worldwide, what makes it special, and most importantly, whether it's the right choice for you. Let's start with the big question. Why is everyone buying this car? I mean, what makes the Model Y so special that it's outselling vehicles that have been on the market for decades? First off, let's talk about versatility. The Model Y hits that sweet spot that so many people are looking for. It's not too big, not too small. You've got the elevated seating position that everyone loves in an SUV, but it's not so massive that you feel like you're driving a tank through city streets. It's basically the perfect size for families, commuters, and even adventure seekers. The cargo space is genuinely impressive. With the rear seats up, you've got about 76 cubic feet of storage. Fold those seats down, and you're looking at a massive cargo area that can fit everything from your weekly grocery haul to camping gear for a weekend trip. I've literally helped friends move apartments using a Model Y. Plus, you've got that front trunk, or frunk as Tesla calls it, which gives you an additional 4.1 cubic feet. That's perfect for keeping groceries separate or storing charging cables. Now let's talk about something that really matters to most people: the price. Starting at around $43,990 for the base rear-wheel drive model in the United States, the Model Y is actually positioned pretty competitively. When you factor in the federal tax credit of up to $7,500, you could potentially get into a Model Y for around $36,490. That's incredible value when you consider what you're getting. The long-range all-wheel drive model starts at about $47,990. And the performance model will set you back around $51,490. Now, I know these prices can vary based on your location, current promotions, and whether you're eligible for state or local incentives on top of the federal credit. In some states like California, Colorado, or New Jersey, you could get additional rebates that bring the price down even further. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of what these different models actually offer, because this is where things get really interesting. The base Model Y with rear-wheel drive gives you an EPA estimated range of about 260 miles. Now, some people might say that's not enough, but let me put this in perspective. The average American drives about 40 miles per day. That means you could go almost a full week without charging if you're just doing your daily commute. And when you charge at home overnight, you wake up to a full tank every single morning. The long-range all-wheel drive? That's the sweet spot for most people. You're getting an EPA estimated range of about 310 miles, which is genuinely impressive. I've taken this on road trips, and let me tell you, with the supercharger network, range anxiety becomes a thing of the past. You can go from 10% to 80% charge in about 27 minutes at a supercharger. That's just enough time to grab a coffee, use the restroom, and stretch your legs. Now, if you're a performance enthusiast like me, the performance model is absolutely bonkers. 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.5 seconds. That's sports car territory, folks. And it's not just straight-line speed. The handling is phenomenally good for an SUV. The low center of gravity from the battery pack means this thing corners flat and feels incredibly planted on the road. This is probably the most common question I get. Should I get the Model 3 or the Model Y? And honestly, it's a great question because these vehicles share about 75% of their parts. The Model 3 is Tesla's sedan. It's sleeker, more aerodynamic, and slightly more efficient. You'll get a bit more range out of a Model 3 compared to a similarly spec'd Model Y. The starting price is also about $3,000 to $4,000 cheaper. If you're a single person or a couple without kids, and you don't need a ton of cargo space, the Model 3 might be the perfect choice. But here's where the Model Y pulls ahead for most people. That extra ride height makes such a difference in daily driving. Getting in and out is easier, especially for older folks or anyone with mobility issues. The visibility is better because you're sitting higher. And that cargo space? It's not even close. The Model Y has significantly more room, making it way more practical for families or anyone who regularly hauls stuff around. Here's my take. If you value efficiency and don't need the extra space, go Model 3. If you want versatility, easier access, and more cargo room, the Model Y is worth the extra money. And considering the Model Y is only slightly less efficient, you're not sacrificing much. Alright, now let's get into some of the cool hidden features that make the Model Y special. These are things that Tesla doesn't really advertise, but once you know about them, they completely change how you use the vehicle. First up, dog mode. This is genius. When you leave your dog in the car, you can activate dog mode, which keeps the climate control running and displays the cabin temperature on the screen so passers-by know your pet is safe. As a dog owner, this has been a game changer for running quick errands. Then there's camp mode. Planning a camping trip? Camp mode keeps the climate control, music, and USB ports active for up to 48 hours while you sleep in the car. People are literally using their Model Ys as mobile hotel rooms, and it works incredibly well. Sentry mode is another feature that's absolutely worth mentioning. When you park and walk away, the car's cameras stay active and record anyone who comes near your vehicle. If someone tries to break in, you get an alert on your phone, and the car saves video footage. I've had multiple friends catch hit and runs on their Sentry mode footage. The Tesla app integration is something that still blows my mind. You can preheat or pre-cool your car from anywhere. In the summer, I start cooling my Model Y 5 minutes before I leave work, so it's perfectly comfortable when I get in. In winter, you can defrost everything remotely. No more scraping ice off your windshield. And here's a fun one. The car has built-in games. When you're supercharging, you can literally play video games on that massive touchscreen. Tesla even supports Bluetooth controllers. I've played Cuphead and beach buggy racing while waiting for my car to charge. Now let's get real. I love the Model Y, but it's not perfect. And there are some things you absolutely need to know before you drop $40,000+ on one. Number 1. Insurance costs can be higher. Electric vehicles, especially Teslas, often cost more to insure than comparable gas vehicles. Do yourself a favor and get insurance quotes before you buy. Some people are paying $200+ per month for full coverage. Tesla does offer its own insurance in some states, which can be cheaper if you're a safe driver. Number 2. Build quality has been inconsistent. Early Model Ys had some panel gap issues and paint problems. Tesla has gotten much better over the years, but you still need to inspect your vehicle carefully at delivery. Check the panel gaps, test all the doors, make sure everything works. If something's wrong, document it immediately. Number 3. The ride can be firm. Especially on the performance model with its 21-inch wheels, the ride quality is stiffer than traditional SUVs. It's sporty and engaging, which I personally love, but if you're coming from a cushy Lexus, it might take some adjustment. Number 4. Charging infrastructure matters. If you can charge at home, owning a Tesla is amazing. If you rely on public charging, your experience will vary dramatically depending on where you live. Research the supercharger locations near you and along your common routes. Number 5. The minimalist interior isn't for everyone. Everything is controlled through that center touchscreen. There are almost no physical buttons. Some people love it, some people hate it. I recommend spending real time with it during a test drive to see if it works for you. Number 6. Over-the-air updates are both amazing and frustrating. Your car literally gets better over time with software updates. Tesla has added features like dashcam, improved autopilot, and new games long after people bought their cars. But sometimes updates can introduce bugs or change things you like. Number 7. Service can be hit or miss. Tesla's service network is growing, but it's not as extensive as traditional manufacturers. Mobile service is fantastic when available, but if you need body work or major repairs, wait times can be long. Number 8. The glass roof is not openable. Some people assume that massive glass roof is a panoramic sunroof that opens. It's not. It's fixed. It does have UV and infrared protection, so it doesn't make the cabin too hot, but if you love open-air driving, this might disappoint you. Number 9. Winter range can drop significantly. In cold weather, expect to lose 20 to 40% of your range depending on how cold it gets and how much you use the heater. This is true of all electric vehicles, but it's something to factor into your decision, especially if you live in a cold climate. Number 10. Autopilot is not full self-driving. The base autopilot is included and works great on highways, but the full self-driving package costs an additional $12,000 to $15,000 and is still in beta. It's impressive technology, but you absolutely cannot treat it like a self-driving car. You must stay attentive and keep your hands on the wheel. Let's talk about what it actually costs to own a Model Y. Because this is where electric vehicles really shine. Charging at home typically costs about 10 cents to 15 cents per kilowatt hour, depending on your electricity rates. The Model Y has a 75 kilowatt hour battery, so a full charge from empty costs about $7.50 to $11.25. Compare that to filling up a gas SUV, which could easily cost $60 to $80, and the savings add up fast. If you drive 12,000 miles per year and get about 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour, you're looking at roughly $490 to $735 per year in electricity costs. A comparable gas SUV getting 25 miles per gallon would cost you about $2,160 per year in gas at $4.50 per gallon. That's over $1,400 in annual savings. Maintenance is where things get really interesting. There's no oil to change, no transmission fluid, no spark plugs. Your main maintenance items are tire rotations, brake fluid every few years, and cabin air filters. Tesla recommends tire rotation every 6,250 miles, which costs about $50 to $80.